Hey, good morning, church. Today I want to talk about a man named Polycarp. And Polycarp was a disciple of John. And where we're picking up in his life is he's 86 years old and he's actually being asked to deny Christ. He's in the city of Smyrna, Greece. And if you remember in the book of Revelation, one of the 7 churches is in the city of Smyrna, the church at Smyrna. And so if you go to chapter 2, verse 10, it says, this is John saying, "Do not fear what you are about to suffer." And then he says, "Be faithful unto death," or until death, "and I will give you the crown of life." And so, again, going back to Polycarp, he's being asked to deny Christ. And I love this historical recount of his life because it says, this is Polycarp speaking. He says, 86 years have I served him, and he has done nothing wrong. He has done me no wrong. How then can I blaspheme my king who saved me? Now, what I love about that is he's actually talking about salvation here. He's not talking about the fact that he's about to be burned at the stake. And what actually happens is they go to burn him at the stake and his body doesn't burn up. And if you remember earlier on in the Old Testament where Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were actually thrown in the fiery furnace, what happened? They didn't burn up. There's actually another in the fire with them, and they didn't have any smell of smoke. And it actually says in this historical recount that there was a scent of frankincense that wafted throughout the Colosseum. And so what they ended up doing is they actually pierced him with a spear. Now, why am I telling you this? Why am I telling you this story? Because what I think is so important to learn from Polycarp's life is number one, we can always remember what Christ has done for us. We always need to remember the significance of what Christ has done in our life. But I think what's also important is remembering the words of those who have discipled us. And I have so many mentors in my life who have spoken truth and spoken words and of encouragement in my life. And I know in a time like this, that's really helped me. In a time where things are uncertain and maybe I'm having some conversations where I'm having to really stand up for what I believe in and what I believe is right. And so what I want to encourage you with today is be faithful until the end. Stand up for what's right and what you know is to be true and good in Christ. And always remember that even though you might be suffering right now, Christ suffered for you and he has given you all the strength that you need. He's given you words of encouragement. He's given you all the ability to be a conqueror and be somebody who perseveres even through our suffering. So I don't know what you're going through today. I don't know if you're experiencing suffering, but I know that what Christ wants us to do in those times is remember that he loves us. His word is true. And if we can focus in on him today, even in our suffering, he's going to show up in the midst of that and encourage us. Because what I love is what happens is when Polycarp is going to be burned at the stake, he hears a voice, and that voice says, "Be strong, Polycarp." And so what I want you to know today is be strong. Don't give up. You're closer than you think, and God is always with you. Church, I love you, and I can't wait to see you again.